Alright, jumping straight into a class trial. This'll be... I don't want to say fun, but... it'll be something. Everyone had heard Monokuma's proclamation and they were gathered by the red door, since we were all there.
Monokuma appears!
Hello. He's multiplied?
Wrong!
Nope, not multiplication. It just looks that way because it's an illusion. I'm moving so fast it only looks like I've multiplied. Can you guys tell which one is the real one? Can we just get on the elevator already?
Boy, tough crowd.
You're not playing along.
Stop talking.
We're not here to play with you.
Okay.
Okay, fine.
Hey!
Then if everyone's here and ready to go, please board the pain train elevator. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
Shall we?
Please!
Hold on, I'm not mentally prepared yet.
What the heck?
You'll never be mentally prepared. You can't run away anymore, hero. You're gonna pay for your sins.
What the heck?
Told you already, I didn't do it. For serious. That reminds me. Did you ever find the other costume? Or the note? Well, no, but... How unfortunate. Then it would seem we have our culprit.
Hey,
This isn't the place to talk about it. Save your accusations for when we get to the courtroom.
That's right.
She's right. Let's head down there first, then the story can really begin. Yeah, good idea. That's right. I have to do it. I can't let whoever killed Ifumi and Taka get away with it. For everyone who's still alive. And for the two that lost their lives. The one who killed Ifumi and Taka, the one who killed two of our friends. That killer is... someone right here. Let's get to it then. One last deep breath and exhaled slowly. Began to walk toward the elevator. Once everyone was aboard. Doors closed on their own. And the steel box began to move. Clicking of the elevator kept us company as we fell further and further down. No going back. Until we settled this, we couldn't go anywhere. I'm not sure how long it was before the elevator finally came to a stop. The doors slid open, opening up into a cruel fate. It's blue now. When I see all of you gathered together like this, I realize just how few of you there are left. Your school life is slowly reaching its climax.
Just the worst.
Only because of you. Why are you making us do such cruel things to each other?
Wah?
You really hate me so much, but I'm so cute.
Come on.
Stop giving around to begin the trial. Don't rush me. Of course I'm gonna start it. I would never be like, stay tuned for the action-packed class trial after this commercial break.
Yoo-hoo!
I'd never hold out on you like that. Okay, let's begin. Get to your assigned seats. And so the curtain opened once again. Deadly judgment, deadly deception, deadly betrayal. A deadly real, deadly defense, deadly faith. A deadly class trial. Sure, why not? Quick refresher. What do we got here? Bloated ahead. Used the blue tarp to move Taka's body. Utilized the dolly to do so. Ifumi's glasses were cleaned since he was supposedly found bludgeoned. There's a spotless hammer. The repository has a lock that you can only unlock from the inside. Bloodstain from the equipment room because of Dolly. His cleaning cloth inside of the nurse's office. Ifumi's body disappeared and Celeste and Hina left the office to use the bathroom. Apparently they weren't gone for a minute or two. Okay. Here's a hero. His writing. The writing on the Robo Justice things. The actual costume itself. His account. He got a note last night. Taki got a different note. That told him to meet at a different time. And just past 6 o'clock. Just past 6 o'clock is what that one... Okay. Gotcha. And then the e-handbook. Okay. Might be important at some point. Alright. See if I have any skills. Increases focus gauge by 5. That's all I got. I got a ton of focus. It's time for a class trial.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, to begin with...
We already know who did it!
Was that?
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit. Don't try and deny it! You killed them!
I didn't! Someone knocked me out! I was asleep the whole time! I don't know anything about it!
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
Who are you calling a murderer?
I am sorry to say, Hiro, but we do have evidence. Blueprints for the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it, and all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling. It points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know, I don't know!
Is Hiro really the killer? Or, before anything else, we have to make that clear. He's not. Costume, his message, or the blueprints. And I can also abduct sentences.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff! It's not true, it's a conspiracy!
Hiro, why? Why did you kill them?
No! Just hold on a second!
Compelling evidence is really true.
Everything we found in your room.
Yes.
The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you
What?
are the culprit.
Alright, I'll take that shot again.
It's not true, it's a
Hiro, why?
No! Just hold on a second!
Yeah.
Everything we found in your room.
The handwriting doesn't match.
The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all...
No, that's wrong.
Can I have it? Okay.
Are we sure Hiro really made those blueprints?
Thank you.
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hiro wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared. The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say? When you compare it to the blueprints.
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on! I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway.
So Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hiro's the culprit?
And he's not the only one. I think Hiro's innocent as well.
What?
Then who was in that Robo-Justice suit? Is it like Hiro said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
And of course he passes it off to me.
So? Who was in the Robo-Justice suit?
Suspicious individual that must have been in the suit was Hiro.
I got it!
Nobody else is telling
Other
him.
than Hiro, I can't think of anyone else it could have been. Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit. And we never found any kind of second suit.
Then there can be no doubt. Hiro is the prime suspect.
That doesn't make any sense! You just said Hiro didn't do it!
Yes.
It makes perfect sense. Hiro was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
So what you're saying is...
He's being framed.
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
What? Now that's a bold assumption! And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes?
Of course. But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around!
All things have a proper order.
So what is it? What needs to be clarified?
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body.
The dolly.
It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items. Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
And a tarp. There's things, but can I... Okay, let me see the one. In that case. Dolly.
I got it!
Still one more thing. Another thing was the tarp.
I got it! They were a dolly and a tarp, right?
What's with the attitude?
So, let's see if I can explain. Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room. And then we rediscovered it in the repository. And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right? It was the same tarp that up until then was stored in the equipment room. So the killer must have seen it there and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body. That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there. But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly. Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository, so did the dolly.
In other words, you think they used the dolly to move the body. Am I right?
Yes.
But are you sure you are not mistaken?
It seems pretty accurate.
Huh?
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room. It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room. Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
With the tire
There
tracks.
is no shame in being wrong. Nobody expects much from you anyway.
Come on, Celeste, I thought we were friends.
We have all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around you.
Yeah, sure, but... I heard anyone sound so nice with being so mean. Maybe I can change your mind. I can just explain to them why the dolly must have been moved from the equipment room to the repository. Blah. A new element. Would you like to hear it now? We're adding in a new element now. What is it? Let's talk about reloading. Starting with this next bullet time battle, we're gonna add one more ingredient to the recipe. On the bottom of the screen, underneath the tempo marker, you'll see your ammo count. Up until now, there hasn't really been a limit on how you destroy your opponent's statements, but from now on, just locking on and pressing the left mouse button won't be enough to handle them. That'll cost you a bullet to destroy a single remark. Once you run out of bullets, you can't destroy any more statements, no matter how locked on you are. However, you can reload by pressing the tab key. Just like locking on, you have to press the tab key in time. Oh god! So it's tab, lock on, fire. Okay, yeah. Lock on, fire, tab, lock on, fire, tab. Okay. Sure, that's not fucked up and weird at all. It makes me use my left hand. Basically, just remember the tab key now has a function along with the right and left mouse buttons. They'll automatically reload it to start a fever time, and your ammo will not decrease. Oh, but if you're just set to... Yeah, we're not set to gentle, we're set to mean. In which case, you can ignore everything I just said. Good luck and have fun. Oh boy. But I have proof. Celeste, why?
You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic.
Don't be mean.
Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. You miserable wretch.
Alright, well we're doing this now.
You are a fool.
One bullet at a time.
You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. You miserable wretch.
Did my thing. It's not fair.
Cannot agree.
But now I have super, whatever the hell it's called.
Do your worst.
You can't hurt me.
You miserable wretch. I cannot cannot agree.
This should prove it.
Thanks for the super stamina. I'm pretty sure that came from her.
If you're asking for proof that the dolly moved, I have it right here. When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it.
Yeah.
There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread.
Why did I have to do the bullet time battle for that?
The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room, and as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Does Celeste really hate me that much?
Well, anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then what kind of robot is it?
I'm not sure that really matters.
Thank you, Sakura.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer. If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
If I look on how it was moved, it'll be clear. What does it mean by that? The suit couldn't move its waist. It couldn't bend over to pick him up. It was too low to the ground. I see. Let's see if I can do that. Costume itself.
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room. And from there, the body was moved to the
I have
repository,
so much.
correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over.
No, that's wrong.
Except that you can't.
You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together. Remember?
I'm blind as a bat in here. I can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. And not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it, yeah.
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
Well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
When you can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
The chance of costume taking off just to move the body, because you can't take it off by yourself.
I got it!
Yeah, it's a
I
little
don't
latchy
think
thing.
taking off the suit was an option. If you remember,
I know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help? Why would you make something that you can't take off by yourself? Didn't make the stupid thing. There's a clasp on the back that's keeping you from getting it off. Looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. You don't really have a choice. Let's help him.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hero wasn't just making it up?
Of course I wasn't making it up.
if he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it. Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
Yeah, that's right!
So, it's really, really true that Robo Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hero in the robot suit, correct?
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took? You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo Justice? If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that? Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
How'd you get hurt? That guy hit me. What guy? Robo Justice. There, that's what I decided to call him just now.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question. The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hiro, without a doubt.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gotta be right.
Why would what he says to call it, or what decides to call it on the moment, be the same as the actual blueprints?
Hold on a second!
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion. Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it before we rush to a verdict. Shouldn't we explore every single possibility? Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
What a pain in the ass!
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
All right then, let's take another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning. 4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself. We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant. I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume. As it turns out, it was Robo Justice. It also soon became clear that this same Robo Justice had abducted Hifumi. We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library. He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect. But not long after leaving the nurse's office...
What's wrong? I saw the shadow, something moving around at the top of the stairs.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the 2nd floor. And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
Celeste, what's wrong? That's a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, this strange costume man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
and then...
Huh? What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been... Hifumi, he's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to get back.
At that point, we decided to divide up into 2 groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi, dead. And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement. I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor, to let the others know what had happened.
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time, because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi. Then the 3 of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us. And she told us something very surprising.
Hifumi's body has disappeared.
We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again.
This can't be happening. Are we hallucinating all this or something?
But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing. Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies. And after some time,
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository, which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
I think that about covers it.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated. It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation. And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them. Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
Contradiction hidden in what happened to Taka. In order to uncover the truth of the case, I had to find them, no matter what. Here, I was freaking out. First watch the file saying they both got bonked, and his message, which is his handwriting.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
Let's watch.
We already know what order they were killed in.
It says the time.
Taka came last.
What
He
makes you
doesn't.
say that?
He died first.
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
No, it is not. Nothing about the Justice Hammers is important.
So, regarding I wonder if, or perhaps it was, we already know what order they were killed. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
What? What did I do?
Shoot!
Okay. Something's very weird then.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer, while Taka's death came from a swing.
What is his message? It's just his handwriting. Okay. The other thing we have there is file. Positive, similar weapon. They're similar. The other thing is his watch. Hand pointing past 6, that'd be a time thing. Alright, I'm confused.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Okay.
So, regarding Taka's death,
Weird.
I wonder if he died before Hifumi,
Or perhaps it was, we already know what order they were killed in. Taka
What
came
order?
last.
Makes you say
Because of the numbers.
The numbering on the
that
hammer.
Hifumi, while Taka's
That's the
death,
only two here.
So it's obvious Taka came. So, I wonder if, or perhaps it was, we already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
Maybe the
What makes you
watch
say
with the
Because of
order?
the number-
It's
They're not
true
the
that
numbers?
while Taka's death,
See? So it's obvious Taka came.
Best guess I have.
So, I wonder if, or perhaps it was after. We already know what order they were killed in.
No? Does it have to do with the hammer? No. Seems wrong.
So, I wonder if, or perhaps it was, we already know Taka came last.
what makes you say
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
No? What the hell?
Shoot!
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before perhaps it was
We already know what order
Give me
they
that.
were killed in. Taka came last.
what makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice.
Alright.
No,
Fuck
it's
it.
wrong.
His watch is the important thing. It tells us exactly when, and that was before the fucking dining hall.
Hold on. There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers. If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi?
Way before.
Okay then, let's see the proof.
Evans, he was killed before. His watch. Hate being a step ahead of this game. It punishes you for it a lot. Wristwatch. S, 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 S. T. T, 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 T. W. A, T. C, H.
Now I understand. I've got it. Taka's wristwatch. See? Look. It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night,
Hey, you. How long are we gonna keep us waiting? Taka's irritated voice pierced the ear as he stared pointedly at his wristwatch. It's almost past 10, you know that? Bedtime for our little boys and girls.
so if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
And that would be his official time of death.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
That simple fact slipped past all of us. We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window. Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder, but all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe.
Yeah. Huh? What was that? It came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. I have to go back.
When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko. Then we all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body.
That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on!
Don't talk. You're not helping.
If that's true, where's the tape?
I don't know.
Don't just go making stuff up.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then!
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body. Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway.
In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how. In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
That's true. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing. And according to what Celeste said,
He could not have been gone for more than a minute or two, though. So then, the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in that short amount of time? It would seem so.
his body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it. But to carry that much weight from the first floor up to the 3rd in that short amount of time?
Oh man, yeah! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
What? How?
If the dead body were to move itself.
The dead body moved on its own?
Not quite, but same concept.
No! Not another... ghost!
I don't think it has anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is, we thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
He was alive?
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
Perhaps he was simply playing dead.
That it isn't possible.
The idea that Hifumi was still alive. Is it really possible? It's clean glasses to cloth. One out of two, surely. I hope. Make your argument. I don't like any of these.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of
Don't
us.
like any of these bullets.
Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why
Gimme.
the
No.
announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Only made once, that much I'm sure of. It was actually made twice.
Are you saying that when we
Only one
first
person was
found
dead, though.
Hifumi in the
You
nurse's
get this
office,
one right.
there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
Damn it!
Shoot!
I only hear it
Are
once.
you saying that when we first found Hifumi, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No,
It is impossible. Hifumi was dead, and you know that. Surely you heard the body to Hifumi's dead body, and that is...
Are we really so? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
That's it. What?
Are you
does it
saying
want
that when
me
we
to do
first
here?
found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he...
no.
It is in Hifumi was dead, and you know that. Surely you heard the body discuss...
Hifumi's dead body had been found, and that is why
The announcement...
Are we really so maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Grab that. Yes, I know it's the cleaning cloth, but I
saying
need
that when we
to
first found Hifumi in the
do it
nurse's
correctly
office,
here. They want certain
there's
things.
a chance he was actually still alive.
No. Hifumi was dead.
And you know that
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
Thank you.
No, that's wrong.
It reverse ordered me.
Was the body discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we've made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
First of all, if two bodies had been found, there really should have been two announcements.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
That didn't answer our question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy bum.
No, actually, that was plenty.
Huh?
He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time. Which means,
The secondary one whenever Hifumi actually was downed.
even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again. If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Huh? Later on?
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
Second discovery announcement. First time plays when we found his body in the nurse's office in the equipment room. Second time was when? When both were rediscovered.
I got it! heard it a second time in the repository, when we rediscovered the two bodies.
A body has been discovered. After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
Then in reality, when the two dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually being discovered for the first time.
So, when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet. Meaning, he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
Oh, I know! Because he was super good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom!
That is the worst logic I have ever heard. But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
Okay then, let's take another look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless.
Has to be proof that shows Hifumi was still alive. I have to find it and show it to everyone. Can I use the cloth now? Or his glasses? Or both? I think all is important.
Well, here's one thing we do know. The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office. And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned...
What?
Shoot!
Must be a sentence after that one. Can't be too jumpy.
Here's one thing we do know. The first time we
Just
found
let it
him
run.
then, his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his, it was in.
But when you compare his body before, other than the change in how it was, there was no notable difference.
That time.
No, that's wrong! In fact, there was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository. His glasses. That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless. And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can.
Okay, come on. Boom.
I got it! It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot. One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean.
He didn't play dead very well.
The cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right? And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
The character was Princess Piggles from Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
A few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Then there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
So what you're saying is... What exactly?
What I'm saying is, the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
That's a good point.
Then it must have been him, right?
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
But then, if he was just pretending to be dead, what was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
It was blood from a little refrigerator that they have in there. For some reason, they have blood transfusion materials.
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood for emergencies. He probably used one of those.
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out, so he just dumped it everywhere! But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done! God, what an idiot!
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained. It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
When he moved it was Hifumi.
I got
Taka also playing dead. Got up and walked away.
only have been Hifumi.
Got himself on the dolly, wrapped up the tarp like a blanket, rolled his way into the other. God.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked?
Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside. Which means, when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository. So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
But that means he took part in the murders.
I just can't believe it.
We're a little past that.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
There's more?
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed. You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
Taka's note. Where is it? There it is.
I got it! You're talking about the note Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
Hidden note?
That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
What? In his pants?
Yes, his pants.
Okay, well,
right.
forget about the pants for now. Take a look at what the note says.
Found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else. For now, let's meet in the equipment room at 6.
Ah, that's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's not the same?
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro, and that person could only have been...
Fumi's pants. Taka.
I got it! That's right! Taka! The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Hello? Over here! Objection! Objection!
Go on.
I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right? So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Huffy!
Just to be clear, TikTok is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi, right?
Ugh! Yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
Genocide Jack is seriously scary, but still, I can't let her get to me. Cleaning off wristwatch, tarp, glasses, spotlight. Oh shit.
Huffy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
You, I need you.
The time doesn't matter!
Yes, it does.
The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
That's when I need to shoot. I hope. Let's go.
The note, then the person it was must have been Huffy!
But remember, what time did it... 6 a.m.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
Nope, overshot it.
Huffy had the note, then the person it was must have been Huffy!
But remember, what time did it... 6 a.m.
The time doesn't matter! The note
We do.
has nothing to do with TikTok!
No, that's wrong! No, There absolutely is a connection.
What the hell are you talking about?
The note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered. We've already proven that using his wristwatch. But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Which is where Taka was killed. I see.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Well, when you put it like that... No further objections!
Then someone used that note to trick Taka. Just the same as me. Ugh. The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. Telling people they found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it? Stuffed down his pants, no less!
Most likely. Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
Huh? He stole it?
Where's your proof? Go ahead, show us.
Proof is Hifumi's either. Hifumi stole the note. The ripped part is still left in his hand.
I got it! When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper. If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is... I knew it! It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note.
Yup. They're from the same piece of paper.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from his death grip, leaving behind only one small scrap. Did I get all that right?
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Whoa, yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure. In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive!
I'm inclined to agree with you, but Monokuma did give us the second Bing Bong, and I don't think that they would lie to us about it. Even though they did give us false positive on it.
Sorry, no. When we found him in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead. The second body discovery announcement proves that.
But he talked
So
afterward.
then, who killed Hifumi?
How did he talk afterward?
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
He was killed in the repository. So he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
So, he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body.
Celeste is the one that found them, though.
In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together. Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus! Who are you calling a walrus?
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
The weapon?
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all. But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right? So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it. But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
It's nice and smooth.
He's right, though. I don't understand it either. The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments. But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers?
They didn't, it was in the same room. There's a really clean hammer. It was
Personally,
cleaned off.
I haven't a clue.
So which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
You need to stop interjecting.
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
Then,
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
So then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
Weapon that is used to kill Fumi. Pictures surrounding this case won't become clear until we figure that out. There's still that one hammer. It's oddly clean. The rest of them had like sculpture dust on it. There it is. I need to read all of these and then carefully pick the right one. I don't have the hearts to miss.
What was used to kill Hifumi? Was it
This-
Justice Hammer 3? Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
Well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
Never moved.
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check out
might be
murdergear.com
bad.
/hammertime for more info!
I hope not.
Well, one thing seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers!
No, that's wrong. The murder weapon wasn't a justice hammer at all. No, it was something completely different.
But, seriously? A different weapon?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository.
They were all hammers from the
Killer could
repository.
have easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now, all the hammers in the
Stop
repository
freaking
were
out.
covered in flecks of grit and debris. But for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean.
Huh?
And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off. I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones, and even some flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma file's note about the wounds being similar.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
And whoever did that was the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him.
Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him.
Are you gonna say he bonked himself?
The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder. So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
We did, and there wouldn't be any reason for anyone to work together. At least that's what we thought, but... Hifumi is very easily coerced. Alter ego. It has to be. None of these make sense.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
Possibility of accomplice really not insane? Or is there some chance?
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit
I
in
don't
the
like
murder,
this at all.
only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together.
Give me that end one.
But that only really in this case, however, there were two murders.
Give me that.
Based on the rules that have been, even if more than one person, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible.
Alright.
No, that's wrong. Since there were two murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in the scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you. However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
You're saying that two people could act as each other's accomplices to commit two separate murders.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime, and based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating two separate incidents. And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look. A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
That's just awful! How could anyone be so cruel?
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
He'd be the easiest. Effort made to convince us to two murderers with murders at the same time. Main characteristic of this one. Kyoko must have noticed it from the very beginning. Which is why she said not to look at this as a series of connected events, but entirely separate incidents. She really is amazing, though. When you think about it, she's almost too amazing. Almost unnatural how good that she is at this.
I understand how an accomplice could be involved. But then, who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
That's problem numero uno right now!
True killer manipulated him to carry out a number of actions, and in the end murdered him. In the debates up till now, the way the case has unfolded, when you consider all that, the only one person seems to fit.
Here's my answer. It was Celeste.
So I'm the suspicious individual now, am I?
I'm not happy about it.
I really do hate this kind of joke.
A joke? I wonder.
So what you are saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi. The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him, that I would go within 10 feet of that shit-for-brains, that lazy, worthless goddamn idiot!
You let your thingy fall. Get it back up.
Pardonnez-moi.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
What is it that only Hifumi and Celeste had in common? The encountering the suspicious individual.
I got it!
Also screaming.
The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it? The only ones who ever actually saw Robo-Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush. The adults are talking now.
Hey!
Sorry.
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
Saw a shadow. Something moving around at the top of the stairs.
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor.
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
And when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
Celeste, what's wrong? That was rather intense for someone like you. Saw him, the strange costume man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
Scream. Huh? What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi, he's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
It was to get us to divide into 2 groups. So that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
Then why don't we split into 2 groups? Only the hunting party. That seems much more interesting. Very well. Then Makoto and Hina, you come with me to the nurse's office. I will need to capture the suspicious individual to Toko, Byakuya, and Sakura.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected. And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on. That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him, we're on the 3rd floor, everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead.
I certainly was not expecting this. I did not imagine that Hifumi would be murdered.
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
I don't believe it. Everything. The whole thing was one big act.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kinda sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait! Then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
Letting Hifumi clean his fucking glasses like an idiot.
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it. Looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around frightened and confused. We're all going to die here. Just like those guys did. Whoa.
I remember her saying that too.
Multiple. Didn't know about
I
Taka,
don't understand what's so strange about it.
I think.
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the 4 of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead. Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
Yeah, like I said, her comment doesn't make sense. What's he alluding to? The fact that it was plural. What exactly is her account?
Alright.
Hold on, just a moment. Hifumi's body disappeared when Celeste and Hina left the nurse's office. They weren't gone for more than a minute or 2.
They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I say.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it, what was so strange about Celeste's comment?
You dick. I did.
Shoot!
All I said was they must really be enjoying the sight of us. They must be. We are all going to. We are going to die.
Those guys.
And that's all it takes.
What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Shoot it with the show strange.
all I said. They must really enjoying the sight of us. They must be. We are all going to die. We are going to die.
Just like...
No,
All right.
that's wrong.
I have the logic already done,
That's right.
but getting
There's
there
no
is
reason
proving
Celeste
difficult.
should have said, just like those guys died. When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys? Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
Imaginations?
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. Then what about the picture I took? How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
It has to be some kind of setup, right? So let's put the suit on. And then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
Oh, it was you, but you were asleep, idiot.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away. If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
Help me out here, Kyoko. Other explanations. This wasn't a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. The only other possibility is they're dancing. Hifumi is dragging the suspect away. Assuming the suspect had been drinking.
I got it! It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
That said, though, they could have been drinking and dancing.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility. The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit. We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Such a thing is utterly impossible. Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
Celeste thinks she can prove that there's no way Hifumi was dragging the suspect away. Is that really possible? Could have had him on the dolly. He couldn't move his feet. They're very stable. Where's the dolly? Oh no. Costume, I guess? Easiest one.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out! Then
also
you
the blue
just draped me
pants.
across Hifumi and had him carry my weight! You tried to make me look like the bad guy!
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright.
Pew pew pew.
If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up.
No, that's wrong! No. Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that, because that Robo-Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
You totally can't bend at the waist. Pretty obvious oversight.
That's right! They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
Checkmate?
Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate? Celeste? Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem.
Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
Hey, Yafumi, who was it? Who attacked you? Who tried to kill you? Who killed me? That's right. I remember their name. Yasuhiro.
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not? He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro.
In other words, Yasuhiro Hagakure!
Right! But my name isn't really Yasuhiro! It's actually Taro!
Nobody knows that. Shut up.
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
He did say Yasuhiro. But are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us. How did he refer to each of us?
He said... I'm an idiot. I'm sorry, Kyoko. Last names?
I got it! That's right! Our last names! He called us all by our last names!
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example. So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
I'm sure it was just incidental, by chance.
Indecent?
Don't talk.
Thank you.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No. There's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal. But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Well, no. Hold on. There's one person it could apply to, and that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
What did you just say? To think you take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit! Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather! Yasuhiro is a loser's name! Do I look like a loser to you? Well, do I?
Calm down.
What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Fine. Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up! My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
Celeste still won't give up. So then, I have to do something to make her accept it. Alright. How? The handbook. I see.
Hifumi was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name,
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
How many times do I have to tell you? My name is...
Celestia Ludenberg, god damn it!
That's upside down.
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict
I think it's that one.
That's the only truth there is! Moron! He wanted us to know the killer. If there's one person,
It would have to be you,
I am
Celeste.
low on time.
how many times? Celestia Ludenberg!
How long do you plan?
I'm not pretending. And since
You have no way to contradict. No, that's wrong. That's it! The handbook!
What?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma told us all about it before.
This handbook is absolutely vital to a healthy school life, so don't lose it. When you start it up, it'll display your name. Always make sure you have the right one. Now, this is not your everyday handbook. It has so many more uses than that.
So all we have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
If you refuse, then we have to point the finger at you.
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened? Please, just tell us.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
Fine then. Let me settle it. Let me go over the case again, from the beginning, and shed light on all your crimes. And that'll bring everything to an end.
Let me get this wrong. Alright. I'm talking with someone. Let's start at the end. Feeling like he very well did it. Took a hammer, whacked him. Is there a thing of someone cleaning a hammer? Also, Hifumi looks more badger-like than normal. Potato chips. Nope. Has to be you then. Here he is, making sure the coast is clear, putting Taka in a tarp, and then wheeling him along. Anything else? Is there a faster way to move this thing along? No, not particularly? Okay. Oh god, he stayed. He's so sad. Oh, the blood. Put it on all the places. That should be him down. No. Where is it? Figure that one out in a moment. Camera. Fumi hurt. And then that would be hammer number 2. Where is it? Found Taka, whapped him with hammer number 3. Wait, he's using 4 there. Yeah, you're right. 3 is in the nurse's office of him. 4 was with Taka. Thank you, comic book. You saved my life. Him checking the time before his watch broke. Very carefully getting Yasuhiro where he needs to be. Let's see here. I don't think 1 o'clock has anything to do with anything. Well, actually, no, it does. It's whenever he was knocked out. So, put you there. Where's the one for you getting chloroformed? Guess that has to be it. And then taking the picture. All of the blood. including on Justice Hammer 3. I think. Are we done? What else do we still have? At the very beginning. It's better than chips. Let's see if it works.
The killer is you! Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was... Hifumi. With an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes. First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning. That someone they met with was Hiro. The murderous duo intended to pass Hiro off as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him, they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit. Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo-Justice was attacking him, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker.
It would have been smarter to have him fall in the pool.
And then finally, at 6 a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan. They called Taka to the equipment room. And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder. The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason Hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes. So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims, to solidify Robo-Justice as the suspect. The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room.
Oh no.
There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1 and the Robo-Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2 and an injured Hifumi to sell us that story. With these 2 incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds that the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that. But while we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office. This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for. He took a blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3 and turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered.
So apparently he was hiding that hammer in his backpack.
He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found. Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time. So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi. We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office. And once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room. He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared. But even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act. Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi, and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository. That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is...
Have flowers this time.
Celeste! Sorry, you lose.
I lost? When was the last time I was forced to utter such words? They hang heavy around my neck.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor. I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no. Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Taiko?
So, you finally accepted it.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Interesting.
None of these make me feel good. Yeah, I have a crap ton of medals now.
Okay, Monokuma. I'm ready to begin. Or, no, I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to vote, okay? Okay. If you would, please locate your lever and cast your vote. And when the votes are tallied, who will become the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Just shut up, teddy bear.
What?
It's basically a formality at this point, but once again, you're totally correct. The blackened this time, the true killer who devised the whole stinking scheme was... Celestia Ludenborg, or more precisely, Taiko Yasuhiro.
Honestly.
I lost. Well, that sucks. I guess trying to work with someone else was a mistake after all. Hifumi's ineptitude was beyond all my calculations.
I knew it.
So you really did approach Hifumi with this plan. But how'd you get him to agree? I can't imagine he would have happily agreed to commit murder. Sure, she relied on her specialty, lying. My specialty? Don't make me laugh. I didn't have to lie to get him to agree.
So then...
Then did you use, you know... I knew you'd figure it out, Kyoko. You are absolutely right. To get Hifumi to act as my accomplice,
Indeed.
I used her. For everyone who's still left, I'll avoid mentioning it by name, but... it was the one thing Hifumi and Taka were both super into. What's she mean? She talking about alter ego?
Say what?
What? What are you talking about?
Just a second.
Don't interrupt. We're in the middle of a very important conversation here. I'm totally out of the loop as usual. How sad.
In other words...
Then you're the one that stole it.
Indeed.
Correct.
I see.
And you used it to drag Hifumi into the plan you'd come up with. Right again. Last night, after we had our meeting about how it disappeared, I paid Hifumi a little visit. Oh, what are you doing here?
Actually,
I was hoping I could talk to you, alone. It is about what was stolen. I know who did it.
what? Are you okay with this?
It was Taka. He stole it. What?
So then...
And I have proof. Would you like to see it? As it turned out, I found a use for the digital camera. I'd taken you-know-what to Taka's room earlier and took pictures of it there. I deleted a picture as soon as I showed it to Hifumi, of course.
Damnation!
So it was him. But how did he do it? She was supposed to yell if either of us got close to her. You are correct, which is why Taka forced me to steal it.
Say what?
As for me,
Please forgive me. He threatened me.
Oh,
He did.
as for me,
He came to my room last night unannounced, and then it's hard for me to even say. He abused me,
what?
and he took pictures. He said if I did not do as he asked, he would show them to everyone. So I had no choice.
Damnation!
That's a crime, an absolute crime. I knew he'd gone a little crazy, but
Say what?
I never imagined he would go that far. It was amazing how completely he bought it. I can't express how enjoyable that was. About to say something I've never said before in my life.
Completely unforgivable!
I'm going to kill him. I'm going to fucking kill him.
most unfortunate.
Wait, please, if you go now, you will be playing right into his hands.
Actually,
Taka is planning to use her to escape, and he has made you his target.
What?
Escape? You don't mean... Taka is going to try to kill you,
indeed.
and also he can keep her to himself. That bastard.
Completely unforgivable!
More bastard.
Honestly,
Can we allow him to continue with these barbaric acts? Absolutely not. How could I? She...
I swear, I will save her!
I have to save her.
actually,
Then, would you like to join with me? It just so happens I have come up with a plan. I have devised a way to reclaim what he has stolen and escape this dreadful school. And with that, it is complete. What are you talking about? Oh, nothing. Fumi agreed without a second thought. The effect that Adam had on him was remarkable. Power of love, even a love as twisted as that, can still drive people mad, it would seem. You disgust me.
I see.
I have another question for you. Was that strange costume Hifumi's creation?
indeed.
Yeah, it was a real pain in the butt, too. All I asked him to do was make something to hide the face and general body size. I had no idea he'd make something like that, but it's my fault for picking him in the first place.
But
So why'd you decide to make him the suspect? Make me the suspect? Because you're stupid. That's it?
Let's see.
And in that regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad your stupidity surpassed my every expectation. Life must have been tough on your parents, though. I feel like I could cry.
Well,
But when you were explaining your plan to Hifumi, how did you explain the part about him playing dead? What she's asking is, what was Hifumi supposed to do after that, assuming you'd actually let him live?
Are you okay with this?
It's simple. After he did his part and pretended to be dead, once someone showed up, told him to say he'd been seriously wounded, he was on the verge of death, but just barely held on. And he really believed that. Well, of course, that wasn't all there was to it. As I explained to Hifumi, the plan was, while you were all questioning him about what had happened to him, I was going to murder someone else. At that point, Hifumi would have an alibi, so nobody could doubt him. I told him that, and he believed it. All seems very straightforward. Stereotypical. I just matched the lie to the level of the opponent. In fact, Hifumi ate it up. He believed it wholeheartedly, right up until the moment of his death.
so in the end,
So you planned to kill him all along. But of course, there would have been no point to my plan if the one who pretended to be dead did not end up dead himself.
What the heck?
How can human lives mean so little to you?
Well,
That's a non-issue. I simply did everything in my power to win.
don't be mean!
Now you sound like Byakuya.
I wonder about that.
No, he derives his pleasure from the thrill of the hunt. In that aspect, we are nothing alike.
Why?
Then, what made you take things this far?
What the heck?
Was it really just for money? Are you talking about the $10 million Monokuma offered us? That is a lot of money, it's true. But that's not all there is to it. From the moment our new life began here, my only thought has been escape.
But
All along you've been saying how we have to accept living here.
You little bitch!
Obviously, that was a lie.
Hey!
I couldn't take it. I hated it from day one. More than anyone. Anyone else in here.
You little bitch!
I wanted to get out. Every day was fresh torture. And do you want to know why?
This is fine.
Because I had a dream. and accepting a life here would have meant nothing less than giving up on my dream forever.
Honestly.
And there was no way I could ever do that. In the underground world of gambling, I risked my life to make a metaphorical killing.
As for me,
And it was all for that dream. And what was this dream of yours?
isn't it wonderful?
To live in a European castle? A castle. And to gather handsome men from all over the world to serve as my butlers slash bodyguards. I was going to make them dress up like vampires and satisfy my every need. Once I obtained that, I would have created a perfectly aesthetic world of decadence.
This is fine.
Living the rest of my life there was my only dream, my only goal. And that's what life is all about. Combined with my own winnings, Monokuma's $10 million would have made that dream a reality. I got right to the edge, but
There is nothing to be done.
unfortunately my dream has been scattered to the wind. Still, I don't have any regrets. I pursued my dream to the very end, so why would I?
Just the worst.
You sound so passionate, but you were really able to kill your own friends for it?
Oh,
Are you asking me to feel guilty? That's a pointless endeavor. I think nothing of sacrificing others for my own ends. I feel nothing.
do you understand?
That's all there is to me. That's what makes me complete. Isn't it terrifying how different our values are? There's simply no room for understanding.
What is this?
That's what we should be saying. And plus, how could you be so calm? Don't you realize you're about to die? Why aren't you scared? My ability to lie is unraveled, and I take pride in that. It's not just other people, I can even feel my own emotions. The consciousness deceives the unconscious. That's why you're not scared?
Yes, indeed.
That's right. I don't fear death. Kill me however you like. But you know, if I could be reincarnated, if I had a choice, then
Isn't it wonderful?
I think I would like to come back as Marie Antoinette.
Hey,
You just get executed again. Celeste smiled then, and when she did, it looked to me like a poor effort to force it. She claimed she could fool her own feelings, but that statement itself must have been her final lie. And that weak, fake smile is what betrayed her.
Thrills, chills, kills!
You all done? Okay, then let's get rolling. The black and disturbed Apisa must pay the price.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment.
For her, the ultimate gambler.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this. What?
This is...
Will it really give you the hope you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way. Which is why... Actually, it's not important. Well then... Take care, everyone.
Bye, Taiko.
Perhaps we'll meet again. In another life.
Burning sucks, though. The burning of the Versailles witch. Versailles witch. It looks like the fire truck stopped her from burning to death. Which... significantly faster way to go. God. It's over. Third execution is over. Celeste's death is over. Celeste killed my friend, so I can't pity her, but... I also can't deny that at one point I considered her a friend too. For him to just come along and... Isn't it just awful? Someone couldn't cut free of their regrets from the outside world, so more people had to die.
Extreme!
You guys are still young. You need to place more value on your lives.
What are you gonna do?
Jeez, and here I thought you guys were gonna pass the torch of hope to the next generation.
Let me out of here!
What do I care about hope? I'll throw it in the trash if you just let me out of here.
Too bad.
You're all the embodiment of hope, whether you like it or not. And it's my destiny to knock you down one by one. It's sad, yes it is, but that reality just can't be avoided. Don't talk like you're not responsible. How long are you gonna make us keep going through this? What do you want from us?
How strange.
I am so sick of people asking me that. Give it a rest already. So, anyway, Kyoko, did I see you get some kind of key-type object from Celeste?
Hey! Hey!
What's the deal with that?
Wah-wah?
What's the matter?
So then,
I answer your question if you answer mine.
you...
What did you do? What did you do to me?
Ooh.
What?
Hey,
Answer me. What did you do to my body?
Ooh. How
man.
exciting.
Oh jeez, oh man, oh jeez, what do you mean? What did I do? I have no idea. I don't know anything about it. What was that just now? Mastermind did something to Kyoko's body? What does that mean?
Hello.
Okay, things are getting kinda awkward. I think it's about time I got out of here.
Well,
Meanwhile, you guys can go on enjoying your school life. If you get lonely, give me a shout. Not that I'll do anything about it, of course.
see ya later!
Monokuma disappeared, leaving us all depressed and in despair. Though it wasn't all despair. There was one small hope. Hey Kyoko, Monokuma already mentioned it, but what's the key that Celeste gave you?
so...
Most likely one of the dressing room lockers.
Huh?
Then that means... Celeste probably hid it there.
Hey,
Suppose sometimes it's easiest to miss what's right beneath your nose. Well then, we better go check.
Indeed.
Good idea. We left the courtroom and rushed to the dressing room. As we approached the dressing room, Kyoko looked back at us and said,
Hey,
"Going to go on alone from here. Everyone else head to the dining hall. I'll check in with you later."
What?
Why exactly are you going alone?
so...
Do you even have to ask? As she spoke, she glanced quickly at the surveillance camera.
Come on.
That's not what I meant. Not what I mean. Why you? There's still the risk of a spy, you know. Then I'll go too.
What?
You. Please, let me go. Standing here arguing is just going to draw more attention to us.
Goodbye.
Do whatever you want. Thank you, Byakuya.
well then.
It's up to you now.
Yo!
Go ahead to the dining hall. So Makoto and Kyoko are gonna go together? Does that mean what I think it does?
Okay.
Good luck, Makoto. Girls like her are total pushovers when you show a little backbone. I tried to forget what Hina said. Everyone headed to the dining hall, leaving me and Kyoko there alone.
Shall we go?
Shall we? Yeah.
So then,
We need to get into that locker. Kyoko took the key Celeste had given her and unlocked. And as it swung open, we saw.
You really came.
Good morning. It's been a while, hasn't it? It's safe. Thank goodness. I never heard Kyoko sound so relieved. It was like she was speaking from the bottom of her heart. I just did what Celeste asked. I didn't say a word. I stayed quiet the entire time.
So,
Oh, and I think I may be able to open the last set of files soon. Maybe as early as tomorrow. I'm doing my best, so please just wait a while longer. So now we can officially say the case is closed. As far as this incident is concerned, sure, but... Can we take a second? Since we have this opportunity, I want you to be honest with me. Kyoko, please, tell me, what are you trying to do all on your own here at the school?
you...
Is that why you wanted to come here with me?
However,
Regardless, that's not something you need to know right now. I don't need to know. That just makes me even more worried.
what?
Worried. Like, what happened during the investigation this time? You disappeared and we didn't see you again. Without warning, without explanation. When you do that,
Indeed.
it's only natural they think I'm the mastermind spy, right? And you too. No. I believe in you.
What?
You believe in me. Isn't it obvious? People believe in their friends, right? That's what I want you to tell me. And I want you to believe in me too. Because we're friends. I understand.
It's true.
Then maybe I can believe in you. Just a little bit more. Then,
That's fine.
fine. I'll tell you. I'll tell you why I've been disappearing and where I've been going. You see, what I heard from Kyoko was, well, frankly, it kind of blew my mind. Right after I told her I believed in her, she told me a story that was, well, almost unbelievable. I decided I had to confirm what she told me with my own 2 eyes, so I waited for nighttime to come. And when it did, I went into action.
Correct.
The boys' bathroom on the 2nd floor doesn't have a surveillance camera or monitor in it. And in the storage closet there, way in the back. She says it was way in the back of the boys' bathroom storage closet, but could Kyoko really be right about this? She's been going into the boys' room? Oh my god, so scandalous. Just a normal storage closet as far as I can tell. The secret she told me about, could it really be hidden here? Way in the back. Like, really? If I'm thinking I placed my hand on the back of the storage closet, and suddenly as if I were being yanked in. Gashonk. At the same time as I heard that sound, I fell through the wall. I had no idea what was going on. I'd fallen through the back of the storage closet. Huh? It turned out, the back was like a revolving door and I'd made my way to the other side. Just like Kyoko had said.
Correct.
In the boys' bathroom on the 2nd floor, there's a storage closet. Way back in the back of that is the secret room. So this is the secret room. But what's in here? Books? A gas tank, paper, and a desk. A bunch of files look like volume of yearbooks. They're all covered in dust. Looking at everything, one file at the edge of the bookshelf caught my eye. Hope's Peak Academy Student Registry. Only thing in here not covered in dust. I still have been looking at it recently. I slipped the file into my hand, but before I had a chance to look at it, a slip of paper fell out of it, and I turned my attention to it. What's this? You must not leave. That's kinda weird. I could understand if it said, I can't leave, but you must not leave? What is this? My head feels funny. This strange sensation. It's like deja vu. Those words, you must not leave. I've seen them somewhere before. But I can't quite remember. What do I know? What don't I know? A strange sound rang out throughout my head. Felt like it was shaking my brain back and forth. And then darkness. I don't understand what's happening. I don't know what started it. It's all over. And with that I opened my eyes. I didn't know how long it had been. Ow. Apparently something hit me and I lost consciousness. That's all I understood. Dull throbbing pain in my head for that much at least. Just a normal desk. Empty bookshelf. Gone. It's all gone. The yearbook, student registry, even the note. It's all gone. What does this mean? But my brain refused to do any more work. The insistent pain in my head began to spread across the rest of my body. For now, I should go back to my room and get some rest. Body was heavy with pain and mind heavy with thought. I dragged myself back toward my room. Somehow I made it back to the 1st floor of the school. The farther I walked, the more I felt things are getting blurry. Can't see in front of my face. Couldn't stop myself collapsing right there. And after that... Yeah? As if from a vast distance I heard a sound. Faint but undeniable. That sound is coming from the gym? As I desperately hauled my shaky frame toward the gym, the sound got stronger and stronger. What's going on? It couldn't be nothing. Here in the gym, Didn't make a sound as I opened the door to the gym. The sounds coming from inside, meanwhile, only intensified that much more. Sakura, no. Before me, they raged a battle beyond anything humanly possible. No, one side's not human, that's for sure, but regardless, I couldn't stop staring. I forgot the move or even to breathe.
Why, you? What do you think you're doing? I asked you a question. What's the meaning of this? How dare you defy me? This wasn't part of the deal!
The deal.
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat. No longer compromise. No longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Okay, but you do realize what will happen if you go through with this, right? You haven't forgotten, have you? What I'm holding hostage?
What am I looking at? What am I hearing? A hostage? Then, could it be? The mastermind spy is Sakura? Next generation legend, stand tall galactic hero. More dead. To be continued. In this case, immediately. Super Robo Justice. Leon killed Sayaka. Monokuma killed Junko. Then Leon got executed. Mondo killed Chihiro. Then he got executed. Hifumi killed Taka, then Celeste killed Hifumi. Then she got executed. And that brings us to now. Next morning in the dining hall, day after Celeste's case. So now there's only 5 of us here. Only a third of the number of people we started with.
Indeed.
Loneliness has become commonplace. That's true. Still, what did I see yesterday? I don't understand. Sakura's the mastermind spy? Can that really be true? Makoto, are you okay? No, I'm fine. I can't bring it up in front of the others. If I did that, it would just confuse everyone that much more.
Okay.
In that case, let's eat till we pass out.
Huh?
What do you mean in that case?
Well,
Well, because look how scary everyone looks. It's gotta be because you're all fighting on empty stomachs, right? If you fill your belly, I'm sure you'll cheer up. So let's eat.
okay.
Fry some fish and donuts and eat till we can't stand up.
What?
That's like a deep impact style, meteor impact, extinction level event combination of foods.
Huh?
What? Those are both breakfast time top sellers. Still, the till we can't stand up part is a problem. After we're done, we need to go explore.
I see.
That's right. Since the class trial is over, new areas should have opened up.
It's true.
Plus, we still have alter ego. We don't have to give in to despair just yet. She's right. We have to plan ahead and think about the future.
You got it.
Think happy thoughts, not deavy thoughts.
You know?
Like when we're gonna get out of here, right?
For serious.
When this is all over, I think I'm gonna want to get reborn for serious. Or, I mean, reborn as someone serious.
Well,
Hey, are you okay? That sounds like something someone who's about to die would say. Totally okay, I'm not gonna die. Why? Because there aren't gonna be any more murders. Huh? What makes you so sure?
According to the spirits,
I predicted it last night. Since it revealed itself to me from the ether, there's no doubt about it.
However,
How accurate if you're a fortune-telling anyway.
how about that?
I can usually hit 20 or 30% on a good day. That seems really low.
It's not like some occult mystery.
Well, yeah, it's not like it's ESP or whatever. Of course I want to get it right sometimes.
The occult is bullcrap.
Told you, my fortune-telling isn't like some occult thing.
so,
Fortune-telling isn't occult?
You got it all wrong.
Of course not. Clairvoyance is clairvoyance. Don't put it in the same category as cattle mutilation.
Huh?
Cattle what?
So,
He's referring to the urban legend where aliens abduct cows and dissect them as part of their research.
Actually,
No, you're calling it an urban legend. As a matter of fact, it's true. As a matter of fact, it happened to me. It all happened one day when I went to go get a hamburger. It was a place I'd never been to before. They claimed their patties were 100% all beef. So I got a burger to go and headed home.
But
And before long,
the end is nigh!
the sky was filled with a mysterious blinding light.
Some crazy beam came out of nowhere and locked onto my hamburger. And as soon as the beam touched it, the burger started floating in midair. And then, still floating there, the entire burger started coming apart. One part of it just vanished, while the rest fell back into my hand. Do you realize what that means?
You had some hungry aliens and very unfortunate timing.
It means the burger wasn't 100% beef. It must have had some pork or something mixed in.
Oh yeah, sure.
Something like 70% pork and 30% beef would be my guess. You can't trick me.
So I stormed back into the burger place and got up in the manager's grill, and they totally admitted it wasn't 100% beef. They totally mixed in ground pork with it.
How about that?
Now do you see? That is cattle mutilation. I kinda got lost halfway through. I can't tell if you're for the occult or against it, you stink of stupid.
Don't be mean.
I stink of— how dare you? Well, you do stink though. That's fine. That's fine? Anyway, hope your prediction turns out to be true. Well, at the very least, I won't murder anyone.
Yeah!
Me either. I mean, I would never.
Of course.
Me either.
Indeed.
Nor I. Because for me too, of course, I could never kill any of my friends. I felt like those words of encouragement were helping us come together as one. After so much sacrifice and hardship, we finally become united. Well, except for the two that aren't here. But,
Well,
to be honest, I wish Byakuya and Toko were here for this too.
But
But they're so hard to deal with. They only think about themselves. Yeah, we're better off without them, I say. That was enough to prove. We were united for the time being, but within that bond hid weakness and fragility. Chapter 4. All-Star Apologies. What's Chihiro doing up there? We began our search as soon as we finished our breakfast in the dining hall. We had to find out what had opened up, what was waiting for us. Alright. Do we want to waste like 5 minutes and feed the Mana machine specifically for things that I don't have? That'll make the coin thing go a hell of a lot faster. I don't really know if it's worth it or not. I should head back there because there's still that one stairway. Let's check it. Right over here. Nope, still blocked. Okay, so it's not there. I'll hold off on feeding the evil gacha machine for now. Why don't we just have one continuous staircase? Who's the psychopath that designed this building? I am the idiot that can't manage to find their way around it. There it is. Up to the 3rd floor. Is there another one going up? Somewhere, anywhere. Right here, right? Yeah. Give access to the 4th floor of Hope's Peak Academy. Maybe this time I'll find some kind of clue. I have to find it. Weird floor, gotta say. The data lab. 4A, 4B. Another stairway. Chem lab. The office. Headmaster's room. Oh. Music room. Hey, Kyoko. This is the music room. Hardly even a classroom, more like an actual concert hall.
Hey,
You know, you haven't told me what you think yet. What I think?
so...
About the secret room in the boys' bathroom. Well, I did find it, but as soon as I started looking around, I was attacked.
What?
Attacked? By who? Well, they came from behind, and I didn't have any time to react, so I didn't see who it was. And when I came to, the mountains of files and documents were all gone. I'm sorry, I know how important those were.
That's fine.
It's okay. I already saw what I needed to in there.
I...
I half suspected the mastermind might come after you. What?
Because...
When I discovered the room, the mastermind must have seen me on the surveillance camera in the hallway. They must have seen me go into the boys' bathroom and not come out again. Still, I wanted you to go in and see it. I wanted to see how they would react. Essentially, I wanted to find out if the mastermind actually knew about that room.
it would seem...
But to attack you and steal everything in there, that must mean there was some unknown clue in there that could reveal the mastermind's identity. Then you knew I was gonna get attacked.
That doesn't matter.
You can handle that kind of thing though, right? After all, you're a boy. What does she think a boy is? Okay, I understand. Then let me ask you something else. Do you know about the note that was left in there? The note that said you must not leave?
Just a second.
We shouldn't talk about that. Not here. Kyoko stole a quick glance at the surveillance camera.
So...
I'm looking into it. If I find out anything, I'll let you know.
listen to me.
Is that okay? She made it sound like she was asking, but it was clear I wouldn't have any say in the matter.
So then...
So, now it's your turn. Let's hear your secret. Huh? Did you think I wouldn't notice? You're hiding something.
Am I wrong?
Am I wrong? That's...
What?
What's the matter? If you're worried about the camera, why not just write it down? What the hell is punching a wall? Well.
Hey,
We're friends, so you should be able to trust me. Isn't that what you said before? You're right, that there shouldn't be any secrets between friends, but there's nothing worse than expressing doubt about your friend when you don't have any evidence for it. Let's be super secret. If we trust Kyoko. Haven't found conclusive evidence yet. If we talk about it now, I could just make things that much worse. Friends shouldn't keep secrets, but there's nothing worse than expressing doubt when you don't have evidence for it. Fuck you, Makoto. This is Kyoko. Fine, but I don't agree with this. Sorry, I can't tell you. Not yet.
correct.
So that's your answer.
However...
But you think that's fair? You were happy to hear what I had to say, but now you're unwilling to share? I'm sorry, I really am.
That's fine.
It's fine.
Goodbye.
Bye. Those are her parting words. Kyoko left me standing there alone. I think I made her mad. Makoto used a dumb butt. Grand piano. Seems really old, probably worth a lot. Of course, without someone around who can play it, it's pretty useless. What the hell? I got more Monokuma coins! Hello, camera. Surveillance camera. Monitor. They're not giving me Monokuma coins anymore. The cameras have betrayed me. Fatal lap. Oh good, door's locked. We'll be getting in here. According to the nameplate, this calls a data center. But what's behind here is the total mystery. Nothing in here? Alright. Past the data lab, there's the classrooms. I just swore I could open up at all, but there's like a ton of locked rooms up here. There's locked rooms. One day I saw Monokuma in class, la 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 la, couple. And then there's a heavy Makoto. More surveillance cameras. Give me my coins. Damn it. More bolted windows. Clock that doesn't matter. Yay, coins. I feel like I'm getting a lot of coins. Hello, I'm Monokuma from the school store. I'm very kind. Gather every coins and come play with me. Or I might die of loneliness. Surveillance camera, blah blah blah. Give me money. Thank you. Nothing is safe. Those coins are lurking. That's the wrong side of Monokuma. The office of the headmaster. The chem lab. Said the room smell of medicine was oppressive. This is the chem lab. I hope inhaling all this stuff doesn't do permanent damage. Free money! It's a remarkably big shelf stocked with all kinds of medicine.
That's right!
Hey, listen, Makoto, listen. Take a deep breath and calm down and listen to me. Okay, calm down. It's all kinds of stuff we didn't have before. Vitamins, minerals, amino acids, creatine.
Okay.
And what? You even have Proteinzyme X. What is that?
Hey!
High quality protein drink. It's nothing like that cheap swole warehouse. It's connoisseur level. Oh yeah. This is amazing. It's a gold mine. My prayers have finally been answered. Time to load up on some more prayers then. Gold mine, huh? Yin and Sakura seem to be lost in a deep and friendly conversation. I need to find out what's going on with Sakura and the mastermind, but I can't.
Hey, Makoto!
You need something? No, it's nothing.
Huh?
Sure? Okay then. Sakura's lost the conversation. Need to find out what's going on, but I can't. What is it, Makoto? Did you need something? No, it's nothing.
So then...
Well, okay. Is there gonna go in the office? Can. Another photo. This is the office. No hint of any teachers that we'd normally be able to rely on. There's a picture on the floor. This picture. What? Celeste, Fumi, and Sayaka. Smiling faces of 3 people who are dead. Classroom fat metal plates are in the windows. It's exactly the same. Just like the one I saw before. There's no way this isn't important somehow. He's smiling the way you'd expect any normal teenager to smile. Just a normal group of high schoolers living a normal school life. Can't believe they were able to smile like that in a world of despair like this. So does this mean the picture was taken before they ever came to Hope's Peak? Which means everyone in the picture knew each other before they got here. Including Sayaka. There's no way there's no way. Monokuma did it. It must be a fake. You're fake. Monokuma popped out of nowhere and snaps a picture from my hand. A forgery plot? What are you, a middle schooler? You think the moon landing was fake too? Come on! You're saying the picture's real?
Hey,
If there were such a thing as a Nobel Truth Prize, I'd take the 1st, 2nd, and 4th place.
too bad.
Actually, that's probably not true. I asked you a question. Is this picture real or is it a fake? Oh, Makoto, you're so easy to split things in half, aren't you?
Hey,
But it's no use. Just no use. If you try and split something that can't be split, you'll end up feeling like you're the one being split.
it's true.
The picture is real. No more, no less. If I had another word, they disappear. So the picture is real. It's really real. If that's true, if that's the case, something's funky. Give me my coins. Why don't you give me coins? There's a flower. Somehow this makes things feel weirder. And it has money. Money plant. Nobody over there matters. Flower. Okay, different flower, same money. Flower. Money. Why are all these plants muggable? I wonder where all the teachers went. Headmaster's office. Nameplate says Headmaster. Must be something worthwhile in there. Door's locked. Damn it. I've already taken a good look at things around here. A lot to think about, but for now I should head back to the dining hall. Not long after I got here, the others began to trickle in. After a few minutes... So, is this everyone?
Well then.
Let's discuss what we all discovered. Good idea. Kyoko? She's ignoring me.
So,
Hey Makoto, does Kyoko seem upset to you?
that's right!
She is, isn't she? She's totally mad. Yeah, looks like it.
What's your deal?
I bet it's your fault, isn't it? You must have done something to her. This is bad. Metal sheets have been attached to all the windows on the 4th floor, none of them budged.
In other words,
Just like everywhere else. Escape from the 4th floor seems unlikely. That was to be expected, though. Found a couple of rooms on the 4th floor, but they were locked. Data center and headmaster's room. Headmaster's room? That sounds like exactly the kind of place we'd find some clues. If we can somehow unlock the door and get inside.
But
Who cares about a stupid lock?
how about that?
It should be no problem for the world's strongest missing link to knock down one measly door. What was that?
Pung, pung.
No, please. Continue. Did you say I've got the nicest butt on the block? The curviest hips in town? Is that what you said?
What the heck?
Hell no, I didn't.
Hey,
Then what?
come on now.
Then what did you say? Because I know you weren't talking about tearing down the door to the headmaster's room.
Unbelievable.
Knocking down your headmaster's door? What kind of war on education are you trying to start here?
Your teacher had such faith in you. And this is how you repay me? With betrayal?
That's my room, you know. It is now, anyway. And you're thinking of busting it down? You seriously don't want to piss me off? You have any idea how much bacteria lives on a single bear claw? No, I was just kidding. Please don't get mad.
Damn it.
I'm not mad. Emote.
What?
You're totally mad. Emote.
This is kind of depressing.
Damn emojis. Popping out of nowhere. Emoticon. That's right. Not emoji. That's bad. I was hoping I wouldn't have to add a rule for this, but if you're gonna go around having those thoughts... I have no choice but to add to the school regulations. Seriously?
Too bad.
Breaking down a locked door is prohibited. There. That's a rule now, you jerks. New rule has been added to the regulations menu. Is he gone? Man, I was scared for my life. I was sure he was gonna kill me for serious.
Well,
If you'd go out his way to make up a rule like that, there's no doubt that something important must be hidden in the headmaster's room. But now that it's a rule, there's nothing we can do.
Yeah!
There was a big shelf in the chem lab on the 4th floor. It had all kinds of chemicals and stuff.
Okay.
There's an all-star cast of nutrient additives and supplements. You should at least go take a peek. I highly recommend it. I think you and Ogre are probably the only ones interested in stuff like that. Oh, but it's not all good stuff, though. There's medicine and stuff and health stuff, but on top of that, there's also a bunch of different poisons. Poison. They were all labeled clearly, though, so it would be hard to grab one by mistake.
it's true.
Still, we'd better make sure we're careful around there. And we probably shouldn't tell Byakuya or Toko about the poison, right?
Huh?
What do you mean?
Well,
Well, just in case. You know what I'm trying to say. Just in case. Yeah, I think you're right.
However,
It's Byakuya. It won't be long before he's discovered it for himself. But to put something as dangerous as poison right out in the open, that's absolutely the work of a mastermind. So has everyone said what they needed to say? I think so.
You're serious?
Looks like nobody found any clues at all. Let alone a way out of here. Haven't been this depressed since my house burned to the ground. Someone do something to cheer me up. Can I say something?
How about that?
It's because my dad was smoking in bed. No, I have something to report. So, you guys all remember, right? Remember when I found that picture on the 3rd floor the other day?
perhaps.
You mean the one that showed Mondo, Chihiro, and Leon all together, right? Yeah, I remember. Well, what about it? Well, I found another one. Another picture almost just like that one. Another one. But this time it was of Celeste, Fumi, and Sayaka. They were all smiling. And the glass room in the picture didn't have any metal covering the windows. So the picture of Mundo, Chihiro, and Ligan wasn't the only one. And then you found one that had Celeste, Tafumi, and Sayaka. But how can that...
Conspiracy!
Monokuma must have faked it. But if the picture is real, then everyone who was in it, there would have to be some kind of hidden connection there, don't you think? Some deeper truth that we just don't understand.
What?
Can't be, it's a fake. Monokuma said it was real. I know we can just write that off as a lie, but...
So then...
Then you trust Monokuma's word over the people who have died? Huh?
Because...
That's what you're saying, isn't it? No, that's not it. I'm shocked. You told everyone how we should believe in our friends, but you refused to do the same. That's not... What's going on? Why are you getting so emotional? I don't understand why she's so angry.
Hey, come on.
Come on, guys, stop fighting, or all your good luck is gonna float away. Anyway, Makoto, you're thinking about it too much. There's no way Monokuma didn't fake that picture.
Of course.
He's just trying to confuse us. You shouldn't listen to anything Monokuma has to say. You might be right, but still... Are you still so conflicted?
What?
It looks like you guys have stopped playing nice. Byakuya. You all have the same sunken look on your faces. You were all so ugly before. You shouldn't let them sink any lower. When I look at you, it makes me think of a frog sinking into a pile of manure.
You know?
Sorry.
Just a second.
Why are you apologizing?
What the heck?
Leave us alone, you're not a part of this.
That's right.
It's true enough. Your problems aren't mine. We are, and always will be, completely separate. So whatever's causing your faces to turn so ugly has absolutely nothing to do with me. And if I happen to discover a vital clue, it wouldn't concern you in the slightest. Huh? Did he finally just say something useful?
Hey,
Byakuya, what have you been up to?
That's fine.
I don't mind telling you. Perhaps forcing your lazy brains to get to work might do you some good.
Such ignorance.
I was in the bath. What else would you like to know? Today's lottery numbers? He was taking a bath. Is he saying he's been talking to Alter Ego? You tell him something.
it would seem...
Maybe we should all go take a bath. Good idea. A mixed bath.
Okay.
A mixed bath. If Alter Ego really did tell him something, wonder what it could have been. It's time for a mixed bath. Hi there, Toko. When I got to the dressing room, Toko was sitting alone on the bench, laptop in front of her. Toko, did you decide to come and hear what Alter Ego has to say too?
What's your problem?
I already heard it. With Master. With Master. You don't have to keep saying it. Anyway, so what are you doing right now? Shut up. Stop bothering me.
How about that?
Get out of the way. We have to talk to Alter Ego.
Well,
No, I made Master a promise. A promise. Master told me to wait here, so that's what I'm doing.
huh?
What are you, his dog? If it's what Master wants, I'll do anything he asks. You just love being mistreated. Well, fine, if you really want me gone, by all means. Oh no.
What?
Hey guys, what's going on? We'd like you to move. Sure thing, just kneel before me and beg.
What?
First a mega masochist, now a super sadist. One moment. Let's get to that in a minute. Well, I guess we have no choice but to use force. A shot to the face would stand out, so go for the gut. She's a girl.
What the heck?
Who cares? I've already got a mountain of lawsuits waiting for me when I get out. What's one more?
You SOB!
Hey, Afro Thunder, don't get any bright ideas, okay?
My beautiful scissors!
You're totally not adorable, so I'll make sure you live when I stab you, but it'll hurt like hell. Strong against women and children, but not women and children that seem strong. This guy is the worst. Alright, Toko. Toko, seriously, I'm asking you nicely to let us use the laptop.
What?
Hmm.
You SOB!
Didn't you hear what I said? I told you to kneel and beg.
How about that?
Come on, Makoto, give her the old 1-2 combo. 1, drop your knees, 2, beseech. Why are you acting like you're not part of this? I was as desperate as I felt. Finally, I did kneel down in front of her and I said, please, I'm begging you. Will you please let us use the laptop?
Oh, I'm on fire!
Such an ultra-miraculous feeling of happiness. All my pent-up anger at Master for abusing me is evaporating. So even you realize it's abuse.
Hey,
That should be enough, right? Hurry up and let us talk to Alter Ego. Okay! Get to the damn computer. Everyone, come closer. I already told Byakuya, but I was finally able to crack open all the files that were on this laptop. Sorry to have kept you all waiting.
correct.
Just what I thought.
I see.
Finally, the time has come. I'm starting to get kinda nervous. I felt the same way. Resting on the keyboard, my hands had started to shake.
Just a second.
Move. A single word is like a sharpened blade. Wounded, I moved to let her take over.
So then,
Here we go. Kyoko began typing, the words appearing as fast as I could read them. Can you tell us what you found out?
Leave it to me.
Sure, I analyzed the files and extracted all the useful information I could find. And one particularly important fact I discovered was that a certain plan had been put into effect here. To isolate the students of Hope's Peak Academy and create a communal life for them. That was the stated goal of the plan. But it was meant to be more than just a normal school life. The students were intended to live out the rest of their lives here.
I see.
It's exactly the situation we found ourselves in. It's quite unthinkable, isn't it? But what's more, the one who came up with the plan was none other than the administrators of Hope's Peak themselves. Wait, hold on. Then the reason we've been imprisoned here, it wasn't the work of some psycho freak or criminal organization or whatever?
No way!
It was the school itself? It doesn't make any sense. Why would they do that?
just a second.
I don't think Alter Ego is finished. Perhaps we should hear the rest.
That's right.
It seems that the reason they devised this plan was because of what happened a year ago. This is how they described the event. They said it was the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. What's that mean?
What?
What kind of name is that for something?
You see,
Otherwise known as the tragedy, it was apparently some sort of devastating occurrence. Because of the tragedy,
well,
Hope's Peak was forced to discontinue its role as a school and close down.
I see.
Things are finally starting to make sense. What this means is, 1 year ago this tragedy took place. And whenever it was, forced Hope's Peak to shut down. From there, they decided to use the school as a kind of staging ground.
That's right.
They planned to sequester the students here, where they could live out the rest of their lives.
so,
But why would the Hope's Peak administrators want to shut everyone in like that?
Hey,
And what could this tragic event have possibly been? In a flash, Kyoko had typed their questions into the computer. And the answer we got was,
sorry.
I don't know. If that information was ever on this computer, it's gone now. I'm totally useless, I'm sorry. And that's all they said.
What?
And is this really the end? We get halfway through the answer and that's it?
Indeed.
It would appear so. Disappointing.
Wait,
Wait,
so,
there's one other thing I forgot to mention. I think it might be important. I believe it has to do with the Mastermind. The Mastermind? Kyoko's fingers moved even faster than they had so far. Did you figure out the Mastermind's identity?
sorry.
No, that I still don't know, but I did find a clue, I think. The one leading to the Hope's Peak staff, the one who finalized the plan to isolate you, was the Hope's Peak headmaster. So that same person may very well be the mastermind who planned all this out. And according to the files, the headmaster is a man in his late 30s. It seems possible, even likely, that he's somewhere in the school right now.
The headmaster?
He's here in the school.
Okay.
Then that's gotta be the mastermind. I mean, Monokuma's been calling himself the headmaster, right?
perhaps.
Which makes the real headmaster that much more suspicious.
You're serious?
But if we break down the door to his room, we're dead, right? So what are we supposed to do? I'll find a way.
Huh?
Huh?
I...
No matter what it takes, I will find the headmaster.
No matter what?
No matter the cost.
So,
Kyoko, what's going on? She's very upset right now.
I
Can't explain why, I just know I have to find him. She has to. What's going on with you? When she heard about the headmaster, her reaction was almost violent.
So then,
We should see if Alter Ego has any more information. That seemed to be her attempt to regain her composure, and she started typing again. Did you learn anything else?
sorry.
Sorry, that's everything I found. All the information on this laptop seems to be pretty old, so that's all I can do from here.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. Then it really is all over.
hey,
Wait, Alter Ego seems to have more to say.
So,
Well, it's kind of a different topic, but I was wondering about something. I haven't seen Celeste, Hifumi, or Taka since yesterday. A heavy silence fell across the room. The only sound was the flat, precise clicking of keys as Kyoko typed. They're all dead. What? I see. I certainly knew that was a possibility, but...
Okay then.
It really happened.
Sorry.
Sorry. There's no point in me getting depressed over things I can't do anything about.
Anyway,
Well, then I guess that's it. That's it. A simple phrase that held so much meaning. She began typing again. You've done your job. Thank you.
I see.
I'm done? I guess I am, huh?
Okay then.
Then maybe I'll take a little rest. I'm kinda tired. Goodbye, everyone. See you later. With that, the laptop entered sleep mode.
I see.
So Alter Ego did everything he could.
indeed.
You won't have to talk to him all that much anymore.
But
I feel kinda sorry for him.
But
You feel sorry, but he's just a computer program, right?
well,
I know, but still, he did everything he could for us, you know? I mean, yeah, it did, but that's what a computer program is designed to do. You don't tell a computer good job every time you shut it down, do you? Only whenever you want it to keep working. Well, no. But when we talked to Alter Ego, I guess I just didn't see it that way. I know what you mean. I feel the same.
hey,
Hey, come on, it's just a program. You can tell the difference between a program and a friend, right? But you know, what's the difference between us and that program, really?
Huh?
I started thinking about how you would differentiate a person and an AI. Alter Ego isn't human, I know that. It's just a program running on a computer. But at the same time, I couldn't help but think of him as our friend.
that's right.
Yeah, he's no different from us. He's still our friend. I think maybe I understand where you're coming from. Then there's no problem calling him a friend. After all, the more friends the merrier, right?
how about that?
Check this out. Friendship has no survival value. Instead, it gives value to survival.
So,
So anyway.
What? What?
Don't so anyway that. It's a totally smart and cool thing that I quoted from I don't remember where.
hey,
Anyway, there's nothing more Alter Ego can do to help us. As such, his role in this is over. Am I wrong about that? No, but...
just a second.
And frankly, I question the ease with which you decide who and who is and isn't your friend. Do you really mean that?
Wait.
Story's gotten off track. We should go over what Alter Ego said one more time. Yeah, good idea. What was the Hope's Peak staff thinking?
What?
Why are they making us kill each other? Alter Ego said what happened 1 year ago is what started everything.
Well,
Yeah, he said it was the biggest, most awful, most hopeless event in human history, right? It must have been a huge incident, whatever it was. But did something like that really happen a year ago? I don't remember anything that you could describe that way. What about you guys? I don't really watch the news, so
I'm sorry.
nothing comes to mind.
Anyway,
Yeah, that event led to the closing of Hope's Peak.
at the very least,
If nothing else, it must have had some kind of connection to the school.
What?
Maybe all the students here were killed or something.
However,
That kind of catastrophe would have been all over the news. At least one of us would remember that.
could it be?
Then maybe they covered it up. That would explain why none of us knew that the school had been shut down.
I see.
Totally covering up something like that. I suppose it's not completely impossible.
What the heck?
What's wrong with our government? Our taxes pay their salaries, they should be handling stuff like that.
anyway,
Maybe, but right now there's only one path open to us.
so,
We have to find the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy.
correct.
We have to find him and make him tell us everything.
No matter what,
As long as we can get our hands on him, I think... Kyoko. When she said headmaster, I got that feeling again.
Well,
Even that's a problem not so easily solved. Yeah, you're right.
so then,
Our business is done here, so for now we should get out of here. Yeah, good idea.
Yep.
Then I... Is it really that dusty? Wait, I mean... Oh no, I'm not waiting anymore. I'm not guarding it. Byakuya's gonna be so mad at me. Let's avoid getting involved any further. Good call. As we left the dressing room, someone was there waiting for us.
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
My heart is pounding away. It's pounding
Making me angry!
with anger. You're not still mad about the whole breaking into Headmaster's room thing, are you? Oh, that little matter doesn't even matter a little. I'm a little jealous of you guys enjoying an indecent mixed bath, but that doesn't matter either. It's building. I feel it building.
Now
My head's about to boil over with rage.
Please!
Don't get so angry. Here, let me help center your chakra. Etch this on the walls of your brain, okay? When you do something to me, I do it right back. An eye for an eye, a fang for a fang.
Huh?
Fang for a fang. Be careful, he just chanted the incantation of devastation. No, it's just a saying. Oh, I see. What's he talking about? I have no idea.
This is a school announcement. It is now 10 p.m. As such, it is officially nighttime. Soon the doors to the dining hall will be locked, and entry at that point is strictly prohibited. Okay then. Sweet dreams, everyone. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Correct.
So it's nighttime.
Hey,
What does everyone want to do? Celeste was the one who suggested our nighttime rule, but she's gone now. I think we should still avoid being out at nighttime. I know it'll make me feel better that way. I agree.
it's true.
Very well then. In that case, time for bed. Everyone headed back to their rooms. Monakuma's parting words left me feeling anxious the rest of the night. Once I was back in my room, I got lost in thought. What we learned from Alter Ego kept on spinning around and around in my mind. The administrators of Hope's Peak had planned all this. They did it because of the tragedy, which had happened a year before. And apparently the headmaster is the one behind it all, the mastermind. All these mysteries make me worried. But I still had to try and unravel them, bit by bit. I'm sure the road will be long and tough, but I don't have any other choice. Monokuma Theater. So many thanks. Let's talk a bit about where I was at before I became a bear. At first I was at a total loss. I just had no idea what I should become. A lady in our tech support department suggested I try being a shrimp. She was like, "Oh, the company's been trying to push for this forever. It's a really incredible offer." But as she laid out all the details, it turned out it wasn't a tiger prawn like I'd hoped, but a little popcorn shrimp. That's totally tiny. I would have been the world's smallest mascot. I like eating shrimp. I don't want to be one myself. Plus someone might come along and step on me. So then the lady totally started laughing at me. She was like, "You think we can do a tiger prawn on our budget?" So ultimately, I decided to become a bear instead.
And that's the secret origin story of Monokuma!
I don't see what the difference in budget is between tiger, prawn, and bear, but, you know, okay.
Good morning, everyone! It is now 7 a.m. and nighttime is officially over. Time to rise and shine! Get ready to greet another beautiful day!
I have all these Monokuma coins that I have to spend. First things first, I need to head to the dining hall. Okay. Once it hits free time, I'm going to call it. If that ever happens. Dining hall. As I entered the dining hall, first thing I saw was her. What are you staring at? Oh, Toko.
What's your problem?
What, you think your eyes will rot just by looking at me? Then don't look at me. I think she's just surprised to see you at the breakfast meeting is all. Indeed, it's been quite a while since you joined us. Yeah, what made you change your mind? Byakuya said he likes a girl to have some meat on her bones, so I'm gonna start eating. I'm gonna force it down into my stomach and eat till I drop.
Okay.
I refuse to lose.
Hina.
I wouldn't do that if I were you. Other than that, it looks like Kyoko isn't here.
You know?
She said she'd come by later. Later?
You know?
Yeah, after you leave. She's not even trying to hide it anymore. I know I said she wanted you to show some backbone, but you didn't need to show her that much.
Just a second.
You're dirty, Makoto. Dirty. Dirty. President Dirty of Dirtlandia. You don't understand.
Just the worst.
You're the type who takes the stairs of love 3 steps at a time, aren't you? I'm telling you, it's not like that.
What the heck?
Just shut up already, Hina. You've been running your filthy mouth like that all morning.
Huh?
Filthy? Me? Don't make me repeat myself.
Huh?
I'm not filthy. It's no use denying it. We can all see how disgusting you are.
Huh?
Shut up. You and that lusty body of yours. Night after night, you go out for your illicit club meetings. Hey, knock it off. I can't deal with your dirty stuff like that. Your midnight extracurricular activities only put us in even more danger.
Please!
Stop it. You'd like me to stop, wouldn't you? Your sweaty hands gripping the big fat shocked tack. Going for all that extra credit, your screams are like the screech of a violated blackboard. And... Jesus Christ, Toko, calm the fuck down. That's amazing. Indecent ideas are coming to me one after another. Bastard! Would you rather have your black eye on the left or the right? Sorry.
Hey, come on.
Let's leave Toko alone. She's gone a little funny from all our pent-up frustration.
You know?
Anyway, you and Kyoko need to make up already, you know? Yeah, I know. Especially Arik, who told the character not to do the thing he had to do. And now I'm very unhappy about it. I mean, of course I want things to get better as soon as possible. But with everything that's been going on, I hadn't even had a chance to talk to her about what I saw. Before anything, I need to talk to Sakura about it. I can't though, can I? Sakura? What is it? Can you make some time later? I was hoping I could talk to you. Ah, now that Kyoko's dumped him, Makoto's trying to win Sakura's heart. Are you in heat, Makoto? Don't care who they are as long as they've got the right equipment.
Just the worst.
Watch out, Sakura. Makoto's transformed into a wild beast. Prime Minister Wild Beast of Beastopia. Why is this happening to me?
Well,
Can our talk wait until tomorrow? I'd like to get some rest today. For some reason, I've been feeling worn down these last few days.
Huh?
Are you sick? Did you get hurt? No, nothing serious. I just had some minor aches and pains. Is that... Must be because of that battle. Must be pretty bad if you have to go have a rest. Are you sure you're okay? I'm sure a protein shake and some sleep will get me back on my feet.
You got it!
That's true. Protein is good for all kinds of stuff.
Hey.
You guys, like, worship protein. It's like your god or something.
Okay.
Makoto, I don't know what it is you want to talk with Sakura about, but save it till tomorrow. She's in pain. Yeah, I got it.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
You know?
Well, for now, let's eat. Eat? I'm kinda nervous.
Huh?
Why?
What's your problem?
Because I don't usually eat in front of other people. Ever since I was a kid, I'd eat by myself.
What the heck?
What about your family? Well, yeah, I used to live with my dad, my mom, and my mom.
Huh?
You had 2 moms? What? That's just how things work. It's like a serious issue. Just let it go. You're asking for trouble getting involved with her more than you have to. How dare you speak to me with that disgusting mouth of yours? Calm the fuck down, Toko! Stop saying stuff like that. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and eat. If I don't, Kyoko won't show up. Pretty miserable situation, man. Scarfed down breakfast as fast as I could and immediately headed back to my room. I had to wait till tomorrow to confront Sakura about what I saw. In a way, I'm kinda relieved. It takes a lot of courage to stand face to face with Sakura and accuse her of something. Free time. Okay, I did it. I made it to the save point. Okay, so I'm going to... God. Another class trial wrapped up. Areas opened up. Not many people left alive, gotta say. It seems that every other person I talked to has died. Which is... not fun. But okay. Save it here. I'll go through and get off on Monokuma coins and crap and stuff like that before next time. But until then, be seeing you.